Hey guys, welcome to Redemption Games channel here. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you 3 reasons why your phone battery doesn't last very long. Oh, okay. We already know that if you keep the Wi-Fi on for too long, if you aren't using it, it's going to drain your battery big time as always. But we're talking about something else. So I have found maybe the common reasons why your phone, mostly compile up to 3, why your phone battery drains as the usual hog of energy. And here's how we can stop this. Number 3. You constantly charge your phone when the energy drops to 0. Now, there's a very common mistake or a common misconception with those lithium-ion batteries that when you have to, or in this case, with every smartphone, when you have to drain the battery to 0 and then charge it to 100. What is not really the case here. That when you have a lithium polymer or lithium and a lithium-ion battery, whatever the battery that your phone came with, that sort of technology. As technology improves with lithium-based batteries, you don't necessarily have to drain your battery all the way down to 0 and then recharge it all the way to 100. There's so many reasons why you shouldn't do this. Number 1 reason is you're putting a lot of wear to the battery, and most lithium-ion batteries don't want to be recharged to 100. And plus, your phone doesn't have to necessarily be recharged to 100%. That's the way how everything works with lithium-based batteries, because they don't suffer from the memory effect, unlike with those older type of rechargeable batteries, like you see the ones in Target and Walmart when you see those 9-volt or AA batteries are rechargeable. Well, they're not lithium-ion batteries, by the way. They're actually nickel-based batteries, which are commonly known as nickel hydride batteries, or in rare cases, a nickel-cadmium-based batteries are very toxic to dispose. But for lithium-based batteries, for them to last longer, you want to drain it a teeny bit of charge, and then you want to start thinking about, hey, I need to charge my phone. So that's how it is. You don't want to let the energy drop to 0, because it's going to let your phone wear out very fast when it comes to the batteries. Since batteries have a very limited lifespan, and they usually last 3 years at most, or more than that if you take care of it correctly. They should have a thing that to last you forever. But remember, most cases, batteries will not last forever. They have to have a very limited lifespan, and if a battery has to wear out because of something, because remember, all phone batteries, including the battery in your laptop, they do wear out over time as they're being used. So to avoid this, even though I have my laptop constantly plugged in, which something you shouldn't do to your phone, because remember, you need to let the battery work on its own too. That is why I warn people not to let the energy drop to 0. And now, the second reason, coming after 3rd, you are buying brandless chargers. Now, almost everybody loses their charger. So people go to Target, Walmart, almost every other store they go every day to shop, and all of a sudden, they spot all these chargers that often say that they don't even know what brand it is, so why not check it out? But there is a problem with those chargers. One reason is that they're poorly made, and they don't have really good insulation. So if something goes bad with those chargers, too sorry, because these chargers are not even made entirely in the USA. Instead, they make them all from China. So in China, where they make some cheapo knockoffs and something like that when Chinese people were lazy with these kind of stuff, and no offense. And obviously, since YouTube is not really that allowed in China, so obviously in China they make a lot of knockoffs, so that's why in China they have this knockoff version of YouTube. That is why you shouldn't buy a cheap version of a phone charger because one, they may not have the same wattage as the charger it came with your phone. Two, it's poorly made. Three, it's just brands you're not very familiar with. If you need a phone charger that's from they're very familiar with, maybe you can try Anchor. I think Anchor is very good, but always check the reviews first before you thinking about buying it and making sure if it's really made in the USA, not the poor or crappy Chinese quality that nobody wants to fall for. And plus, I may have known Anchor for a while now because they do make power banks and stuff for phones to charge and stuff, but stick to higher quality chargers, especially ones are made in the US, because they're gonna charge your phone better and not those cheap Chinese chargers. Because stay away from those chargers, they're not gonna last your phone any better. Because some person may have plugged in their phone there, the phone overheated because of the way how these chargers are made and how poorly constructed they are, and their phone caught on fire. Ooh, not something you don't want on your phone when you're charging it. So avoid buying brandless chargers if you value your phone. Number 3 in my list, and this is my very last part of my list, but it's number 1. You're not using battery saving modes on Android and iOS for sure low power modes, but they're both the same thing and they do the same thing. If you are using battery saving modes, it saves power on your phone and it cuts a little more CPU resources as when you're using your phone. Remember that battery saving mode might prevent you from doing certain stuff on your phone in order to save the battery. Now, Android phones have something called maximum saving mode, which supposedly turn the wallpaper into a black thing in order to save the battery. It's supposed to change all the visual elements to black, and this especially if you have a Samsung phone that uses the AMOLED screen. This is very beneficial if you're very low on charge and you need to save the battery very fast. Use the maximum battery saving mode if you desperately need to have more battery until you be able to find a charger. Now remember, don't use battery saving apps. They're very useless, and they don't do the same what your phone does. So plus many Android phones already have that feature built in, and iOS may have that also has it too, but only on the iPhone. So there you have it. So the 3 reasons why your phone battery drains so quickly that it shouldn't. And there you go. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down if you don't like it, and peace out. And comment what you think about this.